Hey, cuties. Happy hump day to you guys. Come on in. Oh, that's a bop. My little intro, child. That's a bop, okay? Angela Richardson. Hey, sis, how are you? How are you? Shout out to the legend of the mods, child, Linda Gamble. Shout out to all the other mods in the chat, the cutie crew that's in the chat. And let me fix this. Why is this so small? I'm actually squinting my eyes. Hold on, guys. My comment section. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Shout out to the cutie crew. Shout out to the cuties and all of the cutie mods. I appreciate you guys. Real quick, I'm just gonna play it for 5 seconds, child.
Shout out to Georgia.
Can I get that cutie crew again?
Yo, shout out to the cutie crew. Cutie crew. Shout out to the cutie crew. Cutie crew.
Shout out to the cutie crew. I'm actually going down to the strip this weekend, guys, to see if I can find the guy that made that intro so he can make me another one just for the regular page. But welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a Hot Topics Power Hour live. I am going to try to stick to the hour because I'm tired. I am mentally drained. Cutie crew, I'll talk to you guys about it tomorrow. And yeah, just tired, child. So it is what it is, but we are gonna discuss a couple things. So if you haven't hit the like button on your way in, please go ahead and do that for me now. It is free. Shout out to let me check, child. Bridget J, send me a cash app. Nina, I see you got your refund. I refunded Nina because she paid for the Cutie Crew shirt and the Cutie Crew shirt. Sheila, I didn't get a chance to thank you. Angela Richardson. Let's see. Wait a minute. Yes, Angela Richardson. That was last week. Hold on, guys. Babette, Deshonda, Betty, Lisa, Ernest. Oh, I almost said your government. Peace, love, and light. My sis Danya. Let's see here. The elegant elephant. I think that's it. I think that's it. So if you sent me a Cash App, Super Chat, or anything like that, thank you guys so much. Brittany, Janae, hey sis, how are you? Side Eye, I've been thinking about you. And you know why? We'll get into the government shutdown in a minute. But thank you for being here, sis. I promise you I was thinking about you. Let's get into it. I do want to start this off with something, if anything, can be a little bit more important than that. I'm touching on the lockdown quickly because you guys know it's Politricks for me. That's it. That's all. But the Listeria, outbreak. 4 people have unfortunately passed away. May they rest in peace. But it is because of the blackened chicken breast pasta from Trader Joe's, the fettuccine alfredo, and also the linguine with the beef meatballs from Walmart. So if you guys got any of that in your refrigerator or freezer right now, throw it away. And if you were purchasing it before, don't do it. And I hate to say this, I guess I can't say this about that because that there's no way for them to tailor who's going to buy it. But as I mentioned, a lot of things are politics to me, okay? A whole lot. So be careful. Rest in peace again to the 4 people. And hopefully, not saying that wasn't enough, but hopefully it won't be more. Hey, Shorty Doo-Wop. Let's be clear is here. How are you, sis? Yeah, to you. I hope you saw my message over there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into real quickly this shutdown. If you guys have been living under Iraq, as of 12:01 a.m. last night, the government is shut down. This is the third time that this has happened, but the second, hey Patricia D, the second time under the orange man, Chump. And it's sad. It really, really is. I think I may just end there because of what I want to say. I may have to save that for Patreon. But they are expecting right now that they may be shut down for 3 days, but naturally they can't pinpoint when this will end. You know what I mean? And it resulted from the disagreements over federal spending levels. And I'll just pick out something that's minor. $250 million was spent on a ballroom. Why? That could have went to that as far as spending. And yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the Politricks, but you guys know how I feel about this guy right here. You guys know how I feel when it comes to that. And he's a nutcase. That's all I got to say. What else did I want to talk to you guys before we get into what's taking over social media? Let me close a couple windows. Did I DM myself, Porsha? It doesn't look like it, but I'll jump on Instagram page real quickly. You guys know Simon called himself trying to get Porsha's not the green card, the sponsorship removed for her to travel to Nigeria. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but in December they have, oh, let me get him off of here. They have that big what is it called, guys? The Diddy wine, Detty, and it's a big party. Big party. And according to Simon and what he put, find you another daddy, not daddy, daddy, Daddy. But Porsha clowned this arse. She did. And let me just go to her. I have it on my phone where I screen recorded it. But let me go to Porsha Williams. I'll go to her story so we can look at it together and laugh. And at this point, Daddy December, thank you, side eye. At this point, this man is stalking Porsha. You know what I'm saying? She outslicked him, accepted, move on with your life. It's not cute to me. You know, a lot of people keep saying that Simon is petty. No, Simon is stalking. Simon is stalking. You already got kicked out the country. Go ahead and find you a new victim if you can, child. But let's take a look. Hey, SK Ara, how are you, security? Hey, TNTG mom. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now this, I hate this because I can't pause. Oh, can I? I can't. Oh, I just learned this. I thought I couldn't pause stories. But this hit me. Friendships in your 40s and 50s hit differently. The bar is higher and the circle is tighter. You no longer have the time or tolerance for people who don't leave you feeling energized or supported. Baby, are they really support us? Don't let me get messy tonight. Are they really supporters? Anyway, she said, only those who are truly in your corner. Are they truly in your corner, child? Child, I may have to say that for members only. But anyway, this is what she had to say to Simone. She said, I'm an American, silly Simone. I can go where I want. How about you? How about you? So she don't give a damn about him yanking or attempting to yank away her Nigerian residency. I told you guys yesterday, Porsha not trying to move to Nigerian residency means I plan to live there. You know what I'm saying? But I love this because this is to Simon. She said she done had 16 offers for a Nigerian passport / sponsors and counting. The Lord has blessed us. Who all want to go? Daddy December, here we come. And this is what I think about that. If Porsha didn't have, if that wasn't on her to-do list for this year to go to Daddy December, I can guarantee you she will be there just to prove it to Simon. She went on to post herself getting on a private jet after Simon. And look, I like the pettiness. I do. I like the pettiness from her because that man needs to mind his business. All she needs is a passport and possibly a visa to visit. Right, side eye. Right. And I mentioned that yesterday. She don't need that, nor does she want anything connected to Simon. Because if she wanted it, she wouldn't have divorced him. You know what I mean? So I'm over him. I'm over him. Hey, Ebony Dancer, get a life, Simon. Get a life. Let's move on. Let's move on real quickly. I'll be live at some point Friday when it comes to Diddy. Diddy. October 3rd is the date where Diddy will officially learn his fate. And that's if the judge is going to sentence him to more time. Diddy has been locked up. I'll never forget because it was the day before I went to Cabo since September 16th, 2024. And he served what, 13 months almost. And yeah, so he'll learn his fate on Friday. But as a last ditch effort, his attorneys filed a motion asking this judge don't play, he's Indian, I believe, asking him if he can completely overturn Diddy's conviction. And you guys, that one conviction that he was found guilty of was that transportation to engage in prostitution and the Tushions, or grant him a new trial. And the court denied both of them on yesterday. The judge rejected that. And, we shall see. We shall see. So Diddy may get some time. The prosecution is asking for 11 years. 11 years. Shout out to them sisters that's coming on in. Hey, Miss Lady. Hey, Mocha. And like I said, this judge is not playing with him. Now, I'm not gonna discuss it now, but I'll be on sentence watch on Friday. You guys make sure to join me. I think I'm gonna be on my backup page. And we shall see. We shall see. I think that he's gonna get some time unless this judge fools everybody. You know what I mean? Cassie wrote another letter. Her parents wrote another letter. One of the makeup artists, I forgot the guy's name, and he was Cassie's friend. He wrote another letter, and all of them are begging this judge to give Diddy some time. So let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me see what you guys say. Do you guys think that Diddy will get some time? Put a 1. And if you think he's going to be released on time serve, put a 2. And hey, Tanya, how are you, sis? I'm going to put 1/2. I'm going to put a 1/2 because Bridget J say 2. You think he's going to be released? Tam C said 1. Miss Lady said 1. I put 1/2. Gia said 1. The reason why I say that he did, the reason why I say 1/2 or, both, I'm teeter-tottering on both sides. He did do some horrible, horrible things. However, if this judge sentenced him to what he was convicted of, he should be walking on Friday. You cannot take everything else into account because he was not found guilty of that. So we'll see. We'll see. Ebony said 1. Linda Gamble said 1. Love my mama. Ring Bass. Danya. 2 sis, you say you think it will be time served. If the judge follows the law, it will. I don't have time right now to get into that whole definition of that Mann Act that they really found him guilty on. But most cases, since I've been following this case, I don't have any personal knowledge. But most times when people have been convicted of transportation to engage in, they serve less time than Diddy has already served. Side eye, I see you with me, sis. Just Mia, you say I think he will get some time, but not 11 years. All right, Teresa say time, sir. Let's see, let's see. I'm just gonna go with the law as of right now. A lot of us can't get that video out of our heads of seeing him and what he did to Cassie in that hotel, but he wasn't convicted of that, the DV. So I'm not saying that what he did was right. I'm just saying that he wasn't convicted of that. So we shall see. I'll spend some time Friday morning waiting for it. Hey Tara. Teresa said he should be released since the dang orange man. Keep it real, okay, Teresa. If we want to keep it real, sis, totally, totally agree with you. Child, we got the head position holder that's guilty of a whole lot of ish, okay? And in my opinion only, even that. Where them Epstein files at? That's all I'm gonna say about political. That's all I'm gonna say about political. But child, Hollyweird is in my title. And tonight we're gonna talk about a couple of folks from Hollywood that is weird. And Ray J is one of them. I can't wait until the discussion of Nicki Minaj. I hope you guys have been familiarizing yourself with that because I would love to get your thoughts. I'll drop the link shortly. But Ray J, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, it's a lot of them. And naturally, I'm only talking about our folks because, they my color. But Ray J came out a couple days ago. He was live on a stream and said that the feds are investigating Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian for a RICO charge. And he said it with his chest. I'm scrolling to see if they have exactly what he said. RICO is racketeering. You guys know that. But he stated that wasn't May 30th. He just said that the other day. But it looks like back in May, he also said it. But he said it with his chest. Here it go. On September 24th, 2025, Ray J escalated his attacks during a follow-up live stream declaring the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to go crazy. He said the feds is coming. There's nothing I can do about it. And they said, well, it's something that we can do about it. Should Ray J feel some type of way? The Kardashians, in my opinion, especially Kim, they did gain their success, popularity, money, millions, billions of dollars based off of that X tape between Ray J and Kim. And I do think that Ray J is just a man scorned. How dare you guys, even though Ray J got some money. But I think that he's been feeling some type of way about that. But you can't play like this. You can't play like this. And they struck back. They filed a 13-page lawsuit today. And they claimed that Ray J fabricated claims that they are the subjects of a federal racketeering investigation because he sought to harass and disparage the pair while simultaneously reviving his own faded notoriety. They also said that again, he's scorned. He's unable to accept the end of his fleeting relationship with Kim Kardashian. That's what it is, darn it. That's what it is. And look, I'm just going to keep it real. I would be mad as well, but I wouldn't come out here and say false things like that, especially if they got that money on it. And they got it. So we'll keep our eyes out on this. I don't know what happened to Ray J, but he is a part of the Hollyweird crew to me. He has these outbursts, and you guys know, you don't need me to tell you, quite often. And yeah, I'm on their side when it comes to this. I am on their side. Now, I believe, my opinion only. Let me go ahead and put this copyright up. My opinion only. I do believe Ray J when he said that Kris Jenner is the one that orchestrated the whole release of that tape and all of that. He also came out and claimed before that she had them to do a second taping because the first one wasn't good enough. Now that is alleged. I don't know, but a part of me believe that. I do. And yeah, we've seen the success from that, but you can't do this, Ray J. Sit your ass down. When I tell you I am sick of folks, I'm sick of them. And he is one. What else I got to say real quickly before we get to this Cardi and Nicki mess? Uh Well, I wanted to touch on this a little longer, but I'm not. But you guys know we've been talking about the singer, the David guy, who has not officially been arrested for the unaliving of Celeste Rivas. And as of today, a couple things have happened. His manager is the one that signed for that $20,000 a month condo that he was living in and that she stayed with. The manager came out today and said he ain't had nothing to do with nothing, but allegedly, he's being investigated. I guess the police are keeping all their options open. They also came out and put the family on blast. Now, the family originally, Celeste's family, they originally, why can I say originally, stated that she went missing in April of 2024 and they had not seen her since. And now video has been released from September of 2024 when she was at her parents' home. And I don't know. You know, it's kind of hard giving somebody the benefit of the doubt when you kind of do feel like that they are involved in some way. And that's the singer David. But I also think that the parents are involved in something. I also think the manager is involved. So I'm not trying to give him an out. But allegedly, what came out earlier today, do I have that up here? Do I have that up here? I don't have it up here. And this is alleged. But allegedly, the girl was a runaway. They also found out today that she had, or the family had calls against them, 11 different phone calls, plus the calls that they made when she ran away. But eventually they stopped. And it appears that eventually they just stopped looking for her because they knew that she was with David. But allegedly, what else came out today, and it was on TikTok, I didn't save it. She had possession of the car. So these are the conspiracy theories that's out here. And they are saying that, she drove that car. They said that she had fake ID. Some of the people that were close to David have spoken out and said that they saw ID where it appeared that she was 19 years old. We found out that she's 15. And with the fake ID, they said she was able to drive. So the last conspiracy theory, who done that? Darnett, the parents, because that's what I was just about to say, if that's who you're talking about. Confirm for me. Hey, girlfriend, I gotta check. I had a notification of a comment that you commented on YouTube. I'll check it out after this, sis. But the last theory was this girl drove that car home, and now they're trying to say that something happened to her when she was home, and folks drove that car back to, because I think the parents lived an hour away. So I don't know. It's a mess. I am reserving totally coming out here and blaming him 100% for now. But we talked about this yesterday or a day before. It still doesn't sit well with me that this guy has not been officially arrested. I get it. Shout out to DG, one of our big time legal eagle child. But doesn't sit well with me, especially because he looked like us. And yeah, they gonna find anything to hold him, even if they got a watch on him. Darnett, let me know if that's who you talking about. Didn't they make a video with the car they found her in? Who is the they that you talking about, sis? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Hey, Titi. The innocent sister child. Where Wet Up Though? Where is Wet Up Though at? Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Darnett, where are you before we move on? Let me know, let me know, let me know. You guys put in the chat. Do you guys that believe that he's been railroaded? Or do you guys think that he's just guilty? Do you think anybody else was involved? Let me know. Thank you, Aunt Debbie. Okay, so you said the artist made a music video. So you're talking about David. He made a video with the Tesla? I'm not sure, but I do know that he had some, and I'm not listening to him, but just looking at, keeping an eye out on this story. Some of the titles of his songs were Cray Cray. If I'm not mistaken, he had one titled Romantic. I'm gonna say Messiah. How could that ever be romantic? So I'll keep my eye out on it. It is a hot topic. It is, sis. It really, really is, And yeah, we shall see. We shall see. But at some point, parents need to be blamed, especially when they know where the daughter was. They knew, Nope to what, sis? This is my first time ever hearing of them too. Yeah, I don't know. I've never listened to anything and I'm not going to listen. But nope to what, Teresa? Nope, nope, nope to what? Let me know. Did I email myself this? Hold on, guys. Hit the like button for me. I got another window open. Let me double check and see if I email myself something. Oh my goodness, Angela Richardson. Thank you, sis, for the cash app. And I meant to give you guys the let me do my little thank you song to you guys. But let me bring this up as well. And this is what I want you all's thoughts on, because you may not feel how I feel when it comes to Nicki Minaj. But for me, an envious person, a jealous person, there is no limit to how low they will stoop. And she did just that. She did just that. When it comes to her talking about Cardi B's kids. Thank you, sis. Thank you again. Shout out if you send me a Cash App super chat. Or all of you that I mentioned, I appreciate you guys. Money, 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 money. All right, let's see. Danya, you a Nicki fan? I'm sick of her ass too. Hey, sweetie. Look, this is jealousy. So I really don't care about what happened in the past between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. We know about the altercation. Love my mama. Where you been? Where have you been? I've been looking for you. I hope all is well. Thank you for rejoining. If you guys don't know, Love My Mama is the one that just fit in like a glove recently. She joined the Cutie Crew a couple months ago, and she back. She back. You lost all respect for Nicki Minaj when she was a judge on American Idol. I'm never a barb or anything like that. But I was a fan of Nicki Minaj. I think she's one of the best female rappers out. Do I think that she's totally lost her mind now? I do. And I think that she is absolutely jealous of Cardi B. So I'll take you guys back just real quickly of how this all started. Again, sometimes you can have people that's near and dear and, they perpetrating fraud like they are a supporter. So when Cardi B first came out, there was this song called Motorsport by the Migos. At the time, you're not going out there. No. At the time, Cardi was dating Offset. This is before they even got married. And on the motorsport, they added Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Allegedly, I'll say allegedly, but it's basically, I'll just say allegedly, but allegedly, how this beef started because Cardi was a Nicki Minaj fan. She's 10 years younger than Nicki. And they pulled up old tweets of her saying that, she's a fan of Nicki and listened to her music all in high school and all of that. And allegedly, what happened is Nicki Minaj listened to Cardi's verse on a motorsport, which would have been their first collab and all of that. No bad blood at the time between them. She listened to Cardi's verse and then demanded that it be then demanded that the verse that she had sent in be changed. And then she recorded a new verse that was hinged in jealousy and throwing shots at Cardi for no damn reason. We know after that they had the infamous fight at the Met Gala. And what I think is, it's a lot of times people will look, why her and not me? You know what I'm saying? Why her and not me? No, she didn't, Charnel. That is a lie. She did not bring up Nicki's sons first. And that's been proven out there in them streets all day today and late yesterday. She did not bring up her her son first. But anyway, I think that the success that Cardi B had based off of being on Love and Hip Hop, I've been a fan just of the whole, if we got beef, we gonna have beef forever. That really, shot Cardi B's start up, just her personality, really, for me. And she reminds me of Fran Dressler in a way. You guys should know Fran, the nanny. But anyway, I think that Nicki wants to be the top dog. Wants to be the top dog. And this whole rant these past couple days have been so bizarre, so dark, so crazy. And clearly, in my opinion, she's not well. And again, I like a lot of Nicki Minaj's songs. Clearly, she is not well. So Charnel, she started it because Cardi B dropped her album 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? And I think that jealousy in her spirit, baby, just boiled on up. And she came out hard for Cardi B. And I'm not going to read a lot of the disgusting things that she said. But for me, with her calling Cardi B's kids monkeys, and Tasha K, I don't understand you, sis. I'm going to always give Tasha K her props because of how she's grown her platform. But she's intertwined in this. And I'll show you guys that. Tasha K is intertwined in this. It's like, girl, you still paying Cardi B off. Why would you get involved? Last week, Tasha K was on Cardi's new baby daddy, Stefan Diggs, and, doing interviews and all of that. And yeah, she came out. Let's see if I have it. Was that baller alert? Hold on, guys. I thought I opened that. Oh, I got it. And I see you guys up here, Side Eye Sage and SKR. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. But let's go over this real quickly, and then I'll get you all's thoughts as well as the chat. But yeah, Nicki Minaj is not well. And, if you are a fan of hers, look, I ain't looking at you no other way. But she is not well. And I agree on Debbie. The industry is driving these females crazy. But Tasha K claims she's the one that sent Nicki Minaj proof of witchcraft attacks. She also accused the Breakfast Club of orchestrating a takedown. And I think that we will see Tasha K back in court. I don't know when enough is going to be enough. I don't know when enough is going to be enough for Tasha K, but you can use or skip saying Cardi B's name when everybody know who you're talking about. And I don't get it. You owe that girl 3 point something million dollars. Like, girl, what? It's crazy. But I read you guys, and I'm glad that Cardi B finally, and yes, she did side eye. Yes, she did. That's why they had that altercation, because she dissed Cardi's future baby. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to go through everything that was said. But what I am going to read is, and Cardi B had to come back because after this post, Nicki posted Culture, Cardi's beautiful daughter. But Cardi said, this is the last time I'm responding to you because this past Twitter now. I got to see you. But first, I'm going to tell you, you said out your own mouth that the little girl in you haven't forgave your mother yet. And that's because your mom used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you. And she said that allegedly the dad was on crack. She also said, I know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs is not going to help you. You need to go to therapy. Now, I'm going to let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. Yeah, you think I don't know. Them Queens Negroes that you be letting in your house every time you kick them out be coming and spilling your tea in the hood. But I'm going to be the realest person to ever tell you, you need to get help. You need to heal that trauma. You always coming at people every time you see them happy because you got so much trauma and pain that you want to put on others. Your fans are going to gas you up while you literally lose your guts dang mind. You don't have no friends, no family, just that man in your house that lets you do drugs till you pass out so he can spend your money and buy the hood chains. I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with words with a possessed drug addict. I'll see ya when I see ya. I'll see ya when I see ya. So those were Cardi's words. Everything is alleged. And then she came back with a couple more. She said, I'm letting you know again, stop playing with my kids, B. You just mad because your son's favorite color is 5. Get the F on. And was that it? She also said, quiet as it's kept. The truth is, you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years and also on heavy drugs. The C word, the cocaine, the perks, and Xanax. You don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Petty. But you know what happens with Amax when you sedate it. And I think that was it for Cardi. I think so. I'm going to be fair. I think that's it for Cardi. Cheryl Canada said Nicki started it and also sending the barbs after her. She needs to stop. Yeah, look, it is low. It's low. And Nicki went low and Cardi went to higher. You know what I'm saying? But Nicki posted 3 hours ago and seen. Basically, she's done. She said, okay, Barb's, peace and love. I pray for you, my darlings. You've been such a light in my life. God bless you. You know me, and God knows me. And Papa Bears knows me, and my husband knows me. That's all I need. I'm forever grateful and thus forever blessed and highly favored. But all throughout, I don't know if she deleted it. It looks like the picture of Culture was removed. Let's see. No. So, she posted Cardi's daughter right there. It's been a mess. She calling out Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Rock Nation, DoorDash, Walmart, Target. I mean, she has been, it appears to me, what is it called when you can tell that somebody is having like a psychotic episode? That's what it appears to me. And it's sad. She really does need help. She really does need help. And look, I get it. Even in the chat, you guys may be split, but I'm never, ever, ever condoning somebody that's calling them babies, innocent babies, monkeys. Ever, ever. So those are my thoughts, but I want to hear what the panel got to say. Shout out to Side Eye, the Sage 7, and shout out to my security child, the beautiful, the gorgeous SKR. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Side Eye, we will start with you. Anybody else want to come up and give your thoughts? Feel free to do so. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It's free. Shout out to 160 of you. Shout out to the replay gang, all of the above. Side Eye, I've been reading your comments, sis. What's your thoughts? Melanin said, I ain't never cared for Nicki. What are your thoughts on a serious note? Side Eye, as far as that, is no way, and I have all the screenshots, is no way I was going to put up all of that demonic trash, you know what I mean, that's been floating around since yesterday. But give me your thoughts, sis.
So honestly, it really, so I have not been a fan because I feel like it always goes to a really dark place when she has beef with people. It's never just reads and drags that's funny that you can get a chuckle out of. It always goes really dark and the sicken people on folks. That's the part I can't align myself with somebody who needs backup and can't do their own dirty work, can't carry their own shovel. But yeah. My biggest problem, honestly, is not with her, because when you're manic or spiraling or whatever she has going on, when you're in a psychotic state and you can't control yourself, where are the people? Where are her fans? Why are her fans? They are so hell-bent on the entertainment aspect of it. They think it's funny. They love it, going after people. But there's something wrong upstairs with that girl. And they're not, nobody's saying, hey, this, you're taking it too far now. You going into the kids. You have a kid. Your kid is innocent. You know what I'm saying? Why are you bringing her kids into it? Why are you cursing people's unborn children? Like, why would you speak, the terrible things over her children's futures? Like, it just, to me, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not well. And I hold the people, and Cardi did drop a bar on her by saying, you have no people.
Yeah.
Because say what you want about Cardi being raw, she from the Bronx. We go all the way to hell. You start with us, we're gonna drive past hell and keep going. Okay. But there's clearly somebody in Cardi's corner telling her, you need to lay off. Somebody's looking out for her, saying, don't blow your bag. Don't mess up your opportunities. This is your moment to focus on your album. Somebody got in her ear and said, sis, this is not the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with Nicki, there's nobody taking the damn phone away.
Nobody.
Take the phone out her hand, take the snow out of her hand, pull her hair out of it. Like, hey, grab her by the back of her neck and say, you done did enough lines, whatever, pills, potions, enough for today. You're done. Give me that phone and we're going to get you in rehab, because this is not healthy. But the fans, they eat up the negativity, and that's the part I can't align myself with. Why would you align yourself with somebody and they beef with everybody?
Yeah.
SZA,
everybody.
Lil' Kim, Lotto. I mean, like, how many people down to Meg the Stallion? It's literally been, now it's Jay-Z. Now Rick Ross is in it. Then it was Rock Nation and did, what was it? Desiree Perez did something. Everybody is the problem. And I'm like, sister, it's giving psychotic.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're the common denominator. You got beef with everybody. Yeah, so it's absolutely concerning. And I know that man don't mean her no good, because my husband would have body slammed the phone out my hand. He'd have been like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Exactly.
Give me that damn phone. Enough already.
because he was gonna end up taking a a bull, you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
by way of this beef. And that's exactly what happened. They said your husband can't even go to the school and pick up your child because of what he's been convicted of. He can't be around kids other than his own.
I hate to see a Black woman's station fall so low in life. Like, she may have money, but she's poor in so many other areas. And you keep saying you're blessed and highly favored, but look at how you acted.
Yeah.
It's not giving happy. You couldn't even let that lady enjoy a month of her release before you had to let us know that in 6 months you doing something. That's people who are happy and successful don't carry themselves like that.
Absolutely.
I'm legitimately concerned that something bad is gonna happen, and I'm not wishing anything on her. I hope she gets some help, but I'm like, something bad's gonna happen? Because the way she moves, she just moves with evil intention, and she just keeps going.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. Sorry to kind of run on,
No,
but
no.
I saw some of the stuff and I was like, you want this on your conscience?
Right. And like you said, she was mixing God in it and all of that. Girl,
what you doing? God is not a part of what you. I mean, if you're gonna go to hell, just go to hell. Don't try to put God. That's one thing. When I'm on some BS, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm committed to the BS. If I'm on the BS and I'm dragging somebody, baby, I'm dragging you by your wig. I'm trying to get the peach fuzz off your face. I'll repent later. But I don't be faking like God is in that. That's just crazy.
Child.
That's where that mental illness comes in.
That's where it comes. That's where it comes in. I totally agree with you. And there's no rush. That's why I'm going live in the evening time. So I don't have to rush off. But I agree with you. It's sad. And I'm glad that Cardi said exactly what you just said as well. Where's your people? Where are your people? You know what I'm saying? Cardi got a couple more people around her that got a little money and all of that. But Nicki is the sole breadwinner. And most times you are surrounded by yes people.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? So the husband not gonna say anything. What has he done? He doesn't have anything. She didn't put him in charge of any businesses or anything like that. So he can't.
He a felon.
And
he on that sticky list.
What
you gonna do for her?
Nothing but sit there and suck up everything, like Cardi B says. So kids completely off limits. And as I mentioned earlier, that's why we saw that altercation at the Met Gala. And I think that the advice that Cardi B was given was absolutely correct. First of all, peep game, and it's game. She's jealous that you came out with an album. She's jealous that I think Cardi had 5 or 6 top 10 and stayed at number 1 this past week. And next thing you know, here go Nicki putting up all of her previous records that she hit. That envy and jealousy, child, is something else. It really, really is. And it's a shame because she's earned the title again, to me, for being one of the top female rappers. So she didn't need to do anything. But you can't say there can't be anybody else coming up behind me. The game still goes on. The entertainment industry is still a thing. And even if you don't like them, even if you're not going to support them, sit your ass down, shut up. So it's been wild. It's been wild. Side-eye, I'm going to come back to you. But before I get to you, SKR, and welcome, Aunt Debbie. How are you?
All right, and you? Hey,
I'm
ladies.
good. I'm good.
Hey, Aunt Debbie.
Thanks for joining us. Now, look, before I move on, let me go ahead and put this in. Let me play what Tia Kemp had to say. Now, she's one that's semi-grown on me. She just irked my nerves at first. But, baby, this Nicki Minaj impression and the things that she had to say, I cackled. So let me play this for you guys, and then we'll get SKR's thoughts. Let's go ahead and take a look and a listen.
I'm gonna talk to you.
Party. What the fuck are you talking about? I ain't got no teams. Like, what the fuck I need to be on a team for? I love Cardi B. I With all that animated ass shit, it's time to stop all that Bobby shit and grow the fuck up. Who the fuck want to be a Bobby doll? Bitch, we in our 40s. I'm about to be 49 next month. I ain't no motherfucking doll, baby. I ain't shit to play with.
Ain't shit to play with. Facts. Let's continue.
Yeah, I'm on that real shit. You got to be real. I like them both, but you already know I love me some motherfucking Cardi. And Cardi is unmatched. Yeah, she a real person to me. She ain't all that crazy fucked up shit. Bye. I'm a great dog. I'm a great dog. Come on, man. I ain't with all them sound effects and shit. I ain't with.
All right, I just wanted to play that little part because you guys know that is one of the signature things that Nicki Minaj do. But now when you think about that, is that normal? Shout out to Peach in the chat. The word that I was looking for was manic. And yes, absolutely, to me, it appears that over these past couple days, she had a manic, I ain't gonna say episodes, you know, and it's not a good look. She is ruining her own legacy, and it's also self-sabotage. But I think she's at a point where she realizes that she got all these barbs, these crazy, obsessed, cult-like fans, and you know, she just feel like she gonna be okay regardless, instead of trying to simmer down. In the end, they not looking crazy. She is. SKR, hey sis. And Bridget J, I love that, sis. I'll read it tomorrow on members only. Go ahead, SKR.
Oh, hello, Chit Chat. Thank you for letting me up. And hello, ladies, Aunt Debbie. And this is what's the lady that spoke before me?
Side out of stage, y'all.
Nice to hear from you too, Side Eye. You made some really good points. And so I think that yes, Nicki is definitely having some episodes. Look, this is Cardi B's second album. Second, not fifth, sixth, 10. It's almost been 10 years since Cardi has come out with another album. And Nicki has had plenty of time to get her number ones and all of that stuff like that. You mean that you tripping over this girl's second? So that to me speaks volumes there. And then for you to talk about some children, I mean, yeah, you definitely going low. And you know that talking about children hurts at a mother's heart because you don't want nobody talking about your baby. So why would you know that hurts your heart, so why are you going after somebody else's children? And the thing is with people that have mental health issues is that yes, they do use harder drugs, drugs to numb what they have going on in their mind, to make themselves feel some sense of normalcy. And they claim that, oh, I don't like how psych meds make me feel numb. I'm sleep all the time. Well, the drugs are doing the same thing. You're sleep all the time and like a zombie too, and then almost acting even more crazier on them. So they don't want to take the time to let psych meds do what they do. Yes, in the first 6 to 8 weeks, you are numb and a walking zombie and sleepy all the time. But you get past that stage, you start to, work into it, get yourself a routine, and your body does eventually adjust, but they don't like the feeling in the first 3 weeks, so they quit it. And so she's done found something else to numb the pain or whatever that she's wanting to escape from or to feel normal or whatever else, and it's not working for her. And she does need some serious help. And I hope that this is Cardi B's last time addressing it, because She does, Cardi, you recognize that she is sick, so leave it alone. You're not going to change any sick person's mind. You're not going to make them better or anything else. You said what you said. Now leave it alone. She's sick. And now, you know, you go on and get your number ones because your songs is hitting right now, sister. And yes, there's been some things that I've had some, you know, side eyes about Cardi, about things that she said. But all in all, overall, I still like Cardi. There's some things she's been funny. She's always animated and, you know, but I know now since Cardi has said some of the things that she says, it's like I know how to deal with her now. I know how far I need to go with anything that Cardi B does. So just, you know, I like her songs. She's got some damn good songs coming out. I'm like, girl, these almost 10 years worked with you, honey.
That's right. Look, I love Outside.
I'm like, maybe everybody else need to almost wait 10 years to come out.
Quit throwing that garbage out here.
Because the beats, she got the right producers. And she got enough material to use to go off in this album. I mean, she got some stuff to say. And so I'm happy for her. And for you, Nicki, to almost wait 10 years to jump back out there and say some more shit, girl, yes, you are. You got some stuff going on. And I hope that she I don't know as far as she is gonna get help because she ain't got nobody around her to help her get help. So this is going to continue on a little longer because she don't have anybody telling her to get help. And the only people that are going to be able to help her is her barbs. And if her barbs are just like her, they ain't gonna help her get no help. So it's just like she's running in a circle right now. So I hope that everything goes well, but I just hope that Cardi this is the last thing said. And even if Nicki says anything else, she just needs to realize this girl is sick and there's nothing else I can do about it and move on.
Look, excellent points. I totally agree with everything that you said. And you know, the last thing that you said, like going in a circle, it reminded me of that saying, what is it? The dog that's chasing his tail? Or naturally, you know, we can think of times. I know I've seen dogs to do that. They chasing their tail, just going round and around and around in a circle. And that's what it's giving. It is giving manic. It's giving the D rugs. It's giving all of the above. Nicki Minaj had a successful tour earlier this year, sold out everywhere that she went. And shortly thereafter, she came out blasting Rock Nation and Desiree Perez and all of that. It's like, and I agree with Jess Hilarious, because Jess Hilarious said both of them need to just, you know, simmer down. But she also said that Nicki is miserable because you accomplished that earlier this year. You go ahead and chill. Let your husband spend some of that money. You spend it and live and travel and do what, well, he can't travel, I don't think. Do whatever you can do. And this her time right now, you know? So even it's crazy when you know you're on a person's mind like that, because Nicki has also planned in advance. Cardi, she'll be dropping that baby soon. I think Cardi will probably be giving birth in December, somewhere around there. She's well along in her pregnancy, but she announced a tour for February. Well, here go Nicki. She gonna do it in March. You know, it's sad to see because she was up there, spot solidified. And you know, it's no need for this at all. And you know, a blind man can see this is jealousy. It's jealousy. I agree with Side Eye. Somebody gonna get hurt. Because look, you're not only talking about Cardi's kids, you're talking about Offset's kids as well. Somebody gonna get hurt, you know, and I don't think that is over. I really don't. SKR, my daddy used to always tell me, arguing with a fool proves there are two. So that's the thing, as far as what you said, when it comes to Cardi. Leave it alone. You addressed it. Nothing that you say is going to stop her. Her posting your children and pictures, and she talked about the baby's gums and everything else. You already know it already affected you. You mad about it. And I know it's hard, but again, arguing with the fool proves there are two fools. So don't do it. Easier said than done. I know. But yeah, that lady needs some help. Excellent points, SKR. Aunt Debbie, before I get to you, let me read a couple comments. Mocha said Nicki need to get rid of that husband. If they divorce, he gonna try to take half because she's the breadwinner. He just waiting for that 10-year mark. Good point, Mocha. Good point. She because naturally Cardi blasted her about the husband, and Nicki said that she loved him back in the day, and they waited to get pregnant. They not like her, and all of that mess. But that man ain't got nothing to worry about, and but he's proven to me that he's not a good husband. You're not stopping her. I don't care how mad she get. All devices need to be removed from that home. Every phone, every laptop, iPad, it don't matter because she's making a complete fool out of herself. She is. Hey, April, you said, and this is the sad thing that happens to these celebrities. Hollyweird. People see them crashing out and no one does a thing. Then, heaven forbid, something tragic happens. I agree with you. But the sad part about that also, April, is a lot of celebrities are surrounded by yes people. You know what I mean? I said the same thing about Kanye before, and we had a little debate. I remember. Who can stop him? Who can stop him? This guy, I was about to call him something else, released a documentary a week or two ago, and all the documentary from the clips that I've seen, all it has done is made him look crazy. He yelling at people, screaming, just unhinged. So yeah, but excellent point. Indigo said Nicki is caught up in her emotions. She's not being logical and is sad. I agree. Ebony Dancer said it's very sad that Cardi can't enjoy her shine. And that's what it is. Sometimes you got to pay folks dust. You guys know I say it all the time. Although a lot of us be on go. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to pay folks dust. And I wish Cardi would have done that. But in the end, for me and everybody else, so many people across social media, not only regular folks, but celebrity as well, they feel like although they didn't want to see this beef, Cardi won it. She won, especially with her bowing out gracefully. But excellent points, SKR. Let's go ahead and get to Aunt Debbie. Now, look, Aunt Debbie be baby aware of everything from the youngins. I mean, everything. Aunt Debbie be telling me to scoop, child. Did you hear that tea about DDG? I'm like, no, what happened? Aunt Debbie is up on the hot topics, baby. I be like, what? Aunt Debbie done gave me YouTube pages to follow and everything. So, Debbie, I know if anybody is up on this story, it's you. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, but it goes back. If you go back, Nicki had mental issues when she made that super bass song. Remember, the industry was getting to her, and
Mm-hmm.
people are not able to handle it because as long as you're doing well, the industry is with you.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're not, as other people coming up, it seems like they throw you away. So that all works on people mental, especially when they got issues from the jump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she got a little help and then she didn't keep up with it. Her mama should step in. She should not be running around and that husband of hers, he just waiting. He letting her destroy herself.
Yeah.
And he waiting to get the pickings afterwards. You know how vultures do? They wait to and then they just pick off you. That's kind of people she got around her. People that only want something from you. They not concerned about her health. You
Mm-hmm.
can tell from what she's saying, talking about people, kids, and all this other weird demonic stuff. she needs help in medicine
Mm-hmm.
and some rest. Now she got plenty of money. You can go to these places there. I guess they like vacation retreats. Go get you some help with your money, and take some time for you and just chill out. Leave that lady alone. She
Mm-hmm.
doing what she do. You ain't doing nothing but over there causing trouble. That's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for your barbs. It's not what you represent. And the people that helped her, Lil Wayne, all of them, well, hell, they better no help. They need to
Oh,
go over there
child.
and get us some real help.
They all need look. They need
All
to
of them
go.
need
They
some
need to
damn
go with
help.
her on that.
All them folks need some help. So, just chill out. Go get you some help, baby. You got all that money. I'm pretty sure you can buy some help with it. Do yourself a favor and get your mental straight. That's the only thing I got to say about it. Now, Cardi B got out mouth, so do other people. They all coming out with music. No need to get mad. Go
Right.
write you some and do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
if you notice, everybody got some women, and I like them all. Doja Cat, Mariah Carey, all of them got nice albums out. Done
Mm-hmm.
come out with nice albums. There's no need to get mad because people enjoy what they like, and you can't change nobody's mind. And there's no need. Well, I don't like it. Don't act like that. Don't be happy
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. So when your time come around, they can be happy for you.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
she need to get rid of all the folks that's in her house and around her and get some people around her that's gonna tell her the truth. And she need
Mm-hmm.
to visit a psychiatrist and get a therapist and get that damn medicine and take it.
Yeah. Well, Aunt Debbie, quick question. Look, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. But what about if, on the outside looking in, we know the chick needs some help, like ASAP. But, most people are in denial and they don't feel like they got any problem. She feel like she fine. This lady did all of this on her son's birthday. It was her son's birthday yesterday. How do you even have time to be posting all this and saying all this mess instead of enjoying your baby? So what if she just feels like ain't nothing wrong with her, Aunt Debbie?
She in a like you say in a manic episode. She don't know nothing. She just leashing out at people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cause if she was on her right mind, she'd be enjoying her son's birthday and not round stirring and doing all this stuff. So that
Mm-hmm.
show right there, she done lost touch. She's sick. She needs some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. She needs some help.
Yeah, she definitely does. It's not a good look. It's not a good example. And I'll always say shout out to Beyonce in all the years that she's been out and all of the things that's been said about her on social media. Not one time has she said anything. And it's hard. Look, it's hard. You know what I mean? I get that part, but that should be the example. And they both are talented. I think Cardi is more likable. She started her before Love and Hip Hop. She started her presence on social media. So she already had a big following on Twitter and all of that. And yeah, they both from the Bronx? Side eye?
No, ma'am, that's some Queens business right there.
Nicki from Queens. Yeah, but they, naturally from New York. And I think it's a power play. And Nicki is failing miserably. So, prayers going up to her. I hope she get it together. Prayers going up to Cardi B as well, because you fell for the trap. You fell for the trap. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your pregnancy and enjoy your success of this album. And hopefully she's done. I would hate for this stress and anger to play a part in her, being pregnant. So it's definitely not worth that. Okay, but I got another hot topic. Now, we talked about this. When did I do my afternoon live? Afternoon tea with the Cutie Crew. That was yesterday morning, if I'm not mistaken. and I plan to discuss it a little bit more. But before I bring it up, anybody else on the panel, you guys got any final thoughts about the Nicki and Cardi?
I want to say one quick thing. I'm so glad you mentioned that it was her son's birthday. That really
Mm-hmm.
sealed it for me that she was like out of
Yeah.
touch with reality because usually when you have, especially when you got a little one, I have, a couple of kids, usually
Mm-hmm.
on the day of the baby's party, you getting balloons, you getting
Yeah.
cake, making sure presents is together, making sure the people that said they was coming gonna be there. You're
Mm-hmm.
too busy to even be online, other than like maybe you post pictures after, but to be spiraling for hours instead of invested in the child that you made is crazy. That's when
Mm-hmm.
if I had any doubts that she had jumped the shark, I knew
Yeah.
she had lost her damn mind on her baby's birthday.
My
That's when she
baby.
decided to put her time.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And she responded to Cardi. I don't know exactly what she said. She said something like, I did celebrate my baby, but this is one of 4 parties that he's having. And girl, bye. That's the day that God blessed you with a child. And you on the internet talking about other folks' child and kids, excuse me. I don't know about other folks, but karma is real. You know what I mean? And you're not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? God forbid anything was to happen to her own child. It's just crazy. It's crazy. SK, I'm gonna get your final thoughts. Ebony Dancer said Nicki hasn't been the same since she fell out with Miley Cyrus. I believe she was blackballed, and her music hasn't been the same no more. No wars, no Grammys, no awards, no Grammys or nothing. I think that's another thing that she's jealous when it comes to Cardi, because Cardi did receive a Grammy. And I think that's BS. I'll go ahead and give Nicki her props. I definitely feel like she should have been had a Grammy, you know. Somebody else in the chat said she's not playing that stuff with the Glorillas and folks like that. And look, that girl, I don't think Cardi want to play with, you know, so I can't say she know who to mess with, but yeah, she picks and chooses her battles. Megan Thee Stallion, when her career was up and up and up, and it still is, next thing you know, there go Nicki. There go Nicki. So that's crazy to me. It is. Danya didn't send me a DM child that got me cackling. You a mess, sis. Love you, love you. SKR, did you want to say anything else on this?
Well, Cardi Nicki just needs to enjoy these times with her child because, hey, stuff do be coming around but the baby, as he get older, he's going to have his own issues to work with because guess what? People are going to remember who his father is and what he's
Yes.
actually done. And don't you think that that's going to cause some issues? Don't you think you need to be arming yourself up right now to be ready to deal with that when your child is going to be going through all of that stuff of who you are, what you've been through, and then what your husband has been through. So you've got some things to be getting yourself armed and ready for when your child is getting older and everything. So time to be messing with nobody else. You need to be strapping up and getting ready for as this child get older and the stuff that he's gonna have to be taunted with as he gets older, because those kids are gonna be armed and ready for him when he hit junior high and up. So, girl, what you doing? What you thinking about? That's my last.
Excellent thoughts. And yeah, she's compounding that. She's adding more on top of what he's already going to have to experience. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Aunt Debbie, any final thoughts from you?
I just hope she go get the help she needs. You know, this is not a good look, and just hope she get the help she needs, and just simmer down. You got a nice life, you've been blessed. Enjoy it, thank God for what you got and stop messing with other people, and get you together, work on you. That's what she should be doing. Leave other folks alone and get on over there and work on yourself. Get your medicine, Go see a therapist. If you had to go every day of the week, you got enough money to do that. Invest in some of that money in yourself.
That's right. That's right. Valuable advice, Aunt Debbie. Excellent words of wisdom from everybody on this panel. And I think all of us basically said it's not like we aren't. I don't want to speak for anybody. It's not like we're not Nicki Minaj fans. But after this, yeah, no, I can't, girl, bye. Girl,
I'm
bye.
not a
That's
fan, Chit Chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry.
no problem. Look, that's what make the world go round. We all don't have to like or agree, and you know what I'm saying on all of that. But it's
But
a
she
very,
got talent.
very
The girl has talent for
she
sure.
does.
I won't take that from her. She
Yeah.
has talent, but it's the attitude for me. It's always been nasty. I can't deal with it.
I agree. And hopefully, like Aunt Debbie said, look, she ain't even got to go see a therapist. She got enough money to have one there at breakfast time, noon, dinner, night before you go to bed. Girl, utilize that money and your resources and get some real help. I'm going to tell you this. And you ain't never about to see me out here bothered like that, even if I'm bothered. Never. But where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's crazy. And to do it after the release of Cardi's album, how could you not look at that for what it is? Jealousy, you know? Jealousy. Crazy, crazy. And that position that Nicki held as being, I had a side out for Nicki. That's a different conversation, different day. But she stole Lil Kim's whole look and then had the nerve to have beef with Lil Kim. Like, girl, what? So, she got issues. I'm pray for Cardi. I wish them the best. But let's get into some mess, child. We touched on this a tad bit, and I have it for us to discuss in the Let Loose Lounge on Saturday. Let Loose Lounge will be open for the Cutie Crew as well as the Patroni Cuties. But I think that one pastor that we're gonna get caught up talking about gonna take up all our time. But I mentioned this in our afternoon tea early yesterday. Ladies on the panel, are you guys familiar with I don't even want to call his tail a Pastor John Gray? Side have you heard of him before? I'm sure.
Yeah, I heard of his raggedy I
Ooh,
forgot what Jack Leg preaching behind. Yeah, I heard of him.
bad built. Okay. Yes or no? SKR. Are you familiar with the story, child, of
Yeah.
Pastor? All right, and Aunt Debbie, you heard of him, haven't you?
I heard of him when you first talked about him. I
Uh-huh.
said, I tell you all the I don't
Hold
believe
on,
in
Aunt Debbie.
pastors.
Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna get your thoughts. I'm gonna let you end it off. But was that your first time you heard of him when I mentioned his name yesterday? You
Oh
hadn't
yes,
heard
it
of
was
him
my
before?
first time. Yeah.
Oh, really? So you didn't know the cheating history and all
Mm-mm.
of that. Now, like Side Eye Sage Child, they cut it. They may have done him well over here because they cut. You see, a big on top and real small on the bottom. But he's been caught up in yet another cheating scandal, and these fake pulpit pastors. It's crazy to me. He has a very large congregation, came under the tutelage of Joel Osteen, and he been out here cheating on Aventer left and right, year after year. And then he always come with this apology. So I want to know you all's thoughts on this. He went viral this week. He issued another public apology to his wife following his most recent cheating scandal. Um, Side Eye, we'll start with you, sis. We always talk about these women covering for men, and we'll get into more of that Saturday as well, because that's definitely the case in what we're going to watch over there. And this is what I feel like his wife is doing. I also feel like that she is highly accustomed to the lifestyle. And as I mentioned yesterday to the Cutie Crew, I also feel like some women would rather suffer than in their mind give up their spot. They don't want another wife that has or him to end up with somebody else that has the big mansion and the cars and the first lady title and all of that. And in the meantime, Not only is she suffering in silence, but he's putting her health and everything else in harm's way. What are your thoughts, Side-Eye?
I think you hit it on the head. I think one part of it is definitely stupid, and desperate. I don't know why she want that wide body Mack truck, uh, little construction scaffolding leg man like that. But I think and I'm a person that I was raised in church, went to church my whole life. Some of the women want to be preachers' wives, and they like the clout, the money, the things that they think comes along with that. And if that includes a little cheating, a little disrespect, they'll do it for $1. And then the other thing is in the church, specifically in the type of church that John Gray pastors, there it's a ministry of suffering where they don't teach women that they deserve better. So you grow up in these holiness churches, and you go along with this this mantra that the man is the head and you got to follow and you got to suffer through it. And then it's sick because they kind of conflate it with Jesus Christ suffering on earth. It's real crazy, Chit Chat. It's real crazy. So I think one half of it is her not wanting to like let go of being a pastor's wife and the gifts and the money. And then the other thing is, I think in her head, she feels like, well, as long as we stay together, I'm winning. I'm winning in ministry. I'm winning in life. I got my husband. These women won't take him. They are laser focused on other women and look right past their big wide back laundry bag built man. You know what I'm saying? Just to say that you got somebody. And it's really, really sick. And the way I feel about Eventa is if she likes it, I love it for her. Sis gonna have to keep getting that head smacked. I just pray he don't bring her no gifts with his emotional cheating. Because allegedly he said he don't physically cheat, which is a doggone lie. But but I hope he don't bring her nothing, because then we gonna see her lay that ass bare. And you know, Hezekiah Walker went through something like that. So I'm here for it. I want her to tear the church up. Come in there with your black Air Forces on, whoop his ass, and show the pictures of his pee-pee since he likes to show everybody else, and just go ham. That's what I want for her, but she don't want that for herself.
She don't want it. Look, she don't want it. Excellent points though, Side-Eye. And look, I agree with you. I'm all for a little letting loose if need be, but in the end, I really want her to leave with her own dignity and respect. And we mentioned what you said as far as what was the title you said? Suffering Christianity?
Conflate suffering like Jesus Christ's ministry where he suffered. They conflate that with what wives are supposed to put up with in marriage. It's a mess. And it ain't got nothing to do with the gospel. It's just something that is used to keep vulnerable women oppressed who want to be married and want husbands.
And stuck. Yeah.
Yes.
And somebody mentioned that yesterday when we were in members only, and they also mentioned like the ladies of the church, the motherboard, and I said yesterday, look, Mother Jackson, it's a new day and time. We ain't got to put up with what you guys put up with back in the day, you know. And I just wish that she loved herself more. It's not a good look. And although he's the one that's committing these acts, she's the one, in my opinion, that's looking more foolish than him. Because if you don't stand for something, you're going to continue to fall. And who did he tell that it's only been emotional cheating? Because it was a whole sad chick that came out and put him on blast about 2 years.
You don't remember when he was on the reel and he tried to say that that was the first cheating scandal. He just tried to say was only emotional cheating. He always telling half truths. You know what I'm saying? But I say this, Chit Chat, it's a very specific type of Christian woman that falls into this sect and this it's almost a cult like following of these pastors. And you just got to be real careful when you see these people and they're all wrapped up in the pastor. You get up out of there.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. And yeah, that go Nina. Hey, Nina. I saw you respond to, sis. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like you just said, and I said, she's suffering in silence. You can't pay me to think that this woman is happy. And I'm sorry, I couldn't be looking up to her as a first lady in this church. And I'm not trying to blame her, but you got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And none of this is in the Bible. I'm sorry. And yeah, he lying. So if he said that the first time, the second time he cheated, because this the fourth, the second time that we know of, the second time that he cheated, the side chick put him on blast, talked about the sex life, what they did, showed receipts of the things that he was buying her and all type of stuff. And he's just a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. And I really, really, in the beginning, liked me some John Gray. Used to look at his sermons and everything. He's a straight up hypocrite.
Did you like him, sis? He kind of messed me up when he called his wife a coat on some interview. And I was like, man, what the hell are you talking about? He was like, a venture was like a coat, and when I met her, I wasn't a man, and it was a coat I couldn't fit. And I said, well, they treat her like a coat and hang her back up in the store so somebody else to get her. That's what you do when some don't fit. You don't go and get the shit. You leave it for the next person.
That's right. That's right. I remember that. But but he was given he was videos was out of his sermons before that, because even with that, he went on to say, he said some crazy stuff about her and what you're talking about. But didn't he mention some type of something happened to him as a child and all of that? Is that the one? Side eye, like he was touched or something. Is that the same one? Oh, I think Side eye lost her connection. But yeah, he's a fraud. I'm gonna get SKR sis. This does not line up with your topic for tomorrow, but I do have your screenshot right here. We'll talk about that tomorrow as far as men that mess with teens and all of that. But give me your thoughts on, I'm just gonna call him John Cha.
Well, this man, you could tell that he never was picked in junior high and high school. He wasn't the guy that girls were coming after and just was dying to date. So now that he's a pastor and he's got some money and some influence, now women are attracted to that. So now he's getting his jollies because he's finally getting some play out of women that he never got in his junior high and high school ages. So when going back thinking about when my mom and dad were having their issues, I knew of some of my parents' issues when I was growing up. But my mom said something to me that always stuck with me when I hear women and, parents divorcing. And she said that she wasn't going to divorce my dad until after my brother graduates from high school. And my brother is 2 years younger than me. And I remember getting mad at her because I was like, why can't we just leave now? And I think I did tell her that. And I was like, Mama, how come we just can't leave now? Why are you not leaving now? And she said, I need to wait until after your brother graduates. And I think I was still in junior high, and I was like, dang, we still got another, 4 or 5 years of this. Why we got to stick around in this? Can't you just leave? We're ready to go. We got a plan. Let's go. And she didn't want to leave until he graduated. And I believe that with some children, when they don't know the whole truth of what's going on between their parents, all they know is mama left. And mama took us with us. And then they get mad at mom for leaving the marriage. Why did you leave our father? And why don't you, we want our parents back together. And a lot of times moms get blamed in the situation. And it is not until children become adults and they realize what the whole situation is that's the problem. And a lot of this, and mom was trying to protect us. But by the time then, you done said and did a lot of mean stuff to your mom because you're mad at her because she left daddy. And, you messed up our family. So I think that maybe in her thinking, she might want to wait till the kids get a little bit older to leave the situation because she doesn't want it to backfire on her. And and a lot of times it does backfire on the woman. And so I think that maybe she wants them to just get older.
The whole 2-parent household and all of that.
household that, growing up, even though he's a horrible husband to me, he's a great father to the kids. So she's probably like, I can go sleep in another room and at least my kids will have their dad under the same roof. And so I could see her possibly doing that. The church has got her thinking that stay in the marriage, go sleep in another room, have your separate lives, but still raise your children under one household. And then another way of thinking is that she probably thinking that, hey, yeah, I don't want another woman moving in on this and having the type of life that was mine. Because look, he could be the one doing all the dirt, but hey, out there these days, these men can be who they are and get another woman and be married. But for us women, it takes us a while to get over what we've been through. And then we got to go out there and go back out in the dating pool and try to get married again and find somebody. Men can always find another woman and marry her real quick and be. And then here you are, you still out there trying to get it together. So she might be thinking too.
If she thinking that, she needs to think again. None of that is important if you end up with, God forbid, HIV. None of that is worth your self-worth, your self-value. None of that is worth it. So if another chick end up there, guess what? She's going to inherit him and all his issues. So I think that could be a major issue for a lot of women, that they really need to stop looking at what it appears to be and really sit in what it is. And I wouldn't give a damn if she don't get another man for the rest of her life. Guess what? Her life gonna go on. The part about the a lot of women staying in marriages till the kids get older, and I'm sure you may remember this from members only, and I'm so glad that you said that. Is not really until most times these kids come into adulthood that they truly understand. But my mom divorced my dad after 27 years. And I was the baby of the family. All my other siblings had moved out and went to college and all of that. But I'm 8 years younger than my brother. So, and he's the one that's above me. And so she waited until I got, I think I was like a sophomore in high school. And finally, she got a divorce. So a lot of women do that. But again, even for that, we can apply some of the same things that I just said. It's never worth it. Even if you want your kids to grow up in that two-parent, if it's a toxic two-parent household, if you in there crying every day in your closet and depressed and just barely making it, none of that is worth it. None of it is worth it. And yeah, no. I'm not going to shine a light on that like that's the thing to do. Aventure has the means, and the reason why she has the means is she's married to him with 2 babies. So guess what? You can still live nice. Matter of fact, demand it. You going to pay. You really going to pay for the pain that you put me through, but you going to pay. So yeah, I get it, SKR. Excellent points. But the message that we want to spread is, no. Go ahead and get on up out of that thing by any means necessary. I wouldn't give a damn if you end up homeless in a shelter, as long as you got your dignity and self-worth. Guess what? God will provide everything that you left behind. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't make it out in their right mind. So you could say, yeah, I'm gonna stay till my kids get old enough to understand, or till they graduate and go to college. And by that time, you crazy as the Betsy bug. So, it's just never worked. Go ahead. You had something else to say about that, SKR?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Neva P, I'm going to read a couple comments before I get to you, on Debbie. I wish these people in the church would really read the word. Totally agree. Niecy Smith, I'm sorry, Niecy. I missed you. Welcome to the Cutie crew, and welcome back to Love My Mama. Sweet Tea said, if people read the Bible for themselves, they would not follow man. It's a sin to commit adultery, and you can most definitely get a divorce from that. Look, and you're right, it's in the Bible. But I'm just gonna say you can most definitely get a divorce for whatever reason that you choose to if you're not being treated right. And guess what? Long as we go before God and repent and pray, everything gonna be all right. You know what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? Chit chat. Can I drop a little biblical knowledge on y'all? I'm actually a Bible scholar. So I wanted to say this
Sure.
real quick about a Venter. He broke their covenant with adultery. You
Facts.
can break your marriage covenant, and people need to understand how you can break your covenant. He broke the covenant. Covenant's already broken. So her getting a divorce now, she was already spiritually freed to get a divorce. Now it's up to her to decide if that's what she wants to do. But that act of adultery and it's continuous adultery, that covenant already broken. So she holding on now because she want to. That was all.
No, and excellent points. I totally agree with you, sis. He did that. You know what I'm saying? So that's your out. I will never stay in anything, not only because I bounced, but I'll never ever say stay just because one day you may not be able to get it, man, or stay just because no. Because again, by that time rolls around, your ass is crazy. You are embarrassed. You can barely hold your head up in public. Everybody in the church, whether she realizes it or not, even if they saying, yes, first lady, yeah, they talking about your ass like a dirty dog. So the embarrassment and shame that it comes with covering these men is not worth it. Cover yourself. Cover yourself. You know what I mean? Pink Diva said the problem is most of them church folks are reading the parts of the scripture that fits their agenda and not in its totality. I agree with that. Let's see. Teresa said, I personally think the kids are smarter today. Parents are able to be honest to the children today versus back then. Excellent comment, Teresa, because you are right. The communication today compared to back then is totally different. You know, back then, what goes on in our house stays in our house, or you sweeping everything under the rug so the kids don't have to know. These kids are, the majority are very, very intelligent, and all it takes is the truth. I'm a big fan, and I'm gonna start doing it more my damn self, of communicating. Okay. So all that needs to really be done is sit them kids down. And they are at the age, both of them. She got a mini me. The daughter looks just like her, and the son looks just like John. I'm just gonna call him John again. And sit them kids down. Let them know what daddy is doing, because it's affecting you. And in the end, it will affect them in some way. So excellent points to SKR and Side Out of Sage. Let's get on Debbie thoughts on this now. On Debbie, you didn't know. And then we'll end this off with something that will definitely let you know, because it's the same thing. Temptations in marriage. Aunt Debbie, you didn't know about old John, but now you do. I said that publicly, this is the fourth time that he's cheated and apologized. Allegedly, I'm gonna throw that in there for the sake of YouTube. Your thoughts?
See, that's why I'm running these churches. Because I figure they just men, like they just human. They get up there, quote the Bible, make it say what they wanted to say, to do what they want to do, but everybody else got to follow their rules. I don't believe in that. I believe I can talk to God just like He can. And matter of fact, I can talk for me and be honest. He lying. He telling everybody else what they should be doing and how they should be living. And look at him. He all up under Miss Mary's dress. And there's so many preachers coming out like this.
Yeah.
And these ladies stay. And the congregation and all the people know and laughing at you. I don't see how he can get up and preach, and I don't see how she can go to that church and sit there and watch him preach, knowing that everybody in that congregation know what's going on in your business. And you still stay to look like a fool, because he done made you look real bad. And then he up there talking about God's word. What was God's word when you were doing it 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Say it,
What was the word then?
Say it.
So the word is for everybody else, but you get special privileges.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I can stay at home and talk to God myself. And I ain't no Bible told him. But I know right from wrong. And I know that ain't right. And you can't tell me nothing about how to live and how to talk to God when you doing everything under the sun and sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at all these, they coming out. These women stay and give their youth, their life to men ain't worth a penny. You know, just I don't even bring it up, but look at that lady. Engineer. Look what he did. Come at it. And I just can't. That's why I ain't run these churches. I don't believe in no preachers because I understand. They
Wait a
just
minute. Who was the engineer on Debbie? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
I ain't gonna tell you. See,
Are you talking about for Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Lady had good thing going, good job, good education, smart, brilliant, good looking woman.
We'll talk about Saturday.
and here we go. You know what I'm saying? I just figure like this. A man ain't no better than me. He can't tell me how to live and make up rules and tell me that's what the Bible say. And I supposed to go along with it. I don't have to because I have my own brain. And I just think that I don't trust preachers. I don't trust them far as I can spit. Because they have shown that they have a weakness, just like everybody else. But you want to get up there and tell me how to live when you weaker than I am. I might be living on the straight and narrow. But what you doing? You over at Miss Mary's on Monday, claim you eating dinner at Sally's on Tuesday. Ain't no telling what you're doing to having Bible study with Jeanette on Wednesday. And Thursday you having choir practice at the deacon's house with his old lady while he out at somebody else's house. I don't believe in preachers. I just think that they just men. And they can make mistakes too. And sometimes they make them, as we see, over and over and over again.
Yeah. Look, excellent points on Debbie. And you're right. They are human. My thing about him or anybody that's spreading the gospel, anybody that people flock to receive the word. What you doing when you get to the thou shalt not commit adultery? You skip that. You don't say that in church in front of the pulpit. Somebody may be there that really needs that message. But I bet you that's something that he skips because of what he's currently doing. And yes, human, all of that. Man, all of that. But go ahead and remove yourself from that position. You're not qualified. You're not qualified. You're not called, in my opinion, by God to lead the people. So yeah, go ahead and get on up out of that. And you know, you made enough money where you should be straight. Find you another profession. That's not it. That's not it. Excellent.
And I got a problem with that too. They always talking about God called them. And God called you to do all this. I don't believe God called you to do nothing. I believe you done lied to yourself and say God called you. Because if God had called you, you wouldn't do the things you do. You wouldn't even think with the brain that you think because you'll be thinking, well, what God tell you to do. You would be following God, not your own personal agenda. So that's why I don't believe that either. So they in it for the money. They in it for the lavish lifestyle and whatever else they can get out of it. That's why I do not trust preachers. It might be some that's on the straight and narrow, but it's a lot of them who not.
Yeah. Excellent points on Debbie, and I agree with you. I do think that there are some good ones. I do. But this hasn't been. It's not like this is something new as far as the John Grays or the other one, the pulpit pimp that was dressing in all of the designer suits and scamming folks out their money. But it seems like as of recent years, it has been just coming out left and right, left and right. But just like Side I mentioned, as far as the suffering and all of that, a lot of people, especially from these generations from the past, we keep everything in our house. Yeah, we know about it, but they don't need to know about it. That stuff will kill you. Your secrets will kill you. So Aventure needs to free herself. Let me read a couple comments, and then I'm gonna show you what a real man. Ace Hood, you need to be a passer. I'll let you guys see what I'm talking about in a minute. But Peach Prince says she don't mind being embarrassed. Danya said I still blame her as well for putting up with it. Danya, I don't know if you saw this past Saturday on TV. If you didn't, join us over there on Patreon. This is another preacher's secret, and OMG is all I have to say. And yeah, Aventure and anybody else that's dealt with and don't end up choosing themselves and just waiting time and time and time and time again. And this is what Aventure or anybody else needs to know. He don't respect you. He don't respect you. He don't respect you at all. And what you've shown him is that you are and will continue to put up with exactly what he keeps doing. Why? Because you never put your foot down and left. That's why. Kendra, thank you so much, sis, for the super chat. You said he needs to step down, just out of order. Yes, he is. Neva P, what had happened, child? I know Neva always be having some issues. Neva is not no new member. Okay, that's my sis. But welcome back, sis. I know sometimes YouTube be tripping with it when it comes to your form of payment. Bridget J say, child, looking like Despicable Me. Baby, a bodily challenge, bad built body, all of the above. You got the nerve to be out here. Oh, I can't. I was gonna say I can't say that about a preacher, but I can. But I can. You got the nerve to be out here trying to slang it, and I ain't gonna get y'all know now. I go into an area, but I bet you it ain't worth a dime. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Those be the ones, child, that be out there cheating. Ain't got nothing to cheat with. Let's see. You gotta echo. Double check your windows. Make sure you only got one app open. If you got a YouTube open, close that. Or if you got two StreamYards, because you did have to drop down, make sure to close one. But Deb, that's the truth. Half of the time it ain't working with nothing.
I'm saying, you got them nubs and out there trying to give it to everybody.
Look.
Women, they oh my gosh.
Look.
Hot mess.
Little eensy weensy spider. That's what I call it, child. Little eensy weensy spider. Those be the ones. Teresa said
and all that he got on him, you got to look for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hell no.
You gotta lift up your belly and probably gotta put your foot on the bed to try to look. Take your ass back on your wife. Go away from me with you. Hold on, let me read a comment. I'm sorry, not Neva, side eye. You still gotta echo, sis, but it'll be fine. Stay on mute for me. Then when you talk, I'll make sure I'm not talking and we won't hear it. Teresa said that was the old school mentalities. They believed in waiting till the kids graduate. And what I wanted to say to SKR, I think I got off track because SKR, it wasn't, after 27 years of marriage, me being the baby of the bunch and the only one that was left. And baby, I was already spoiled from birth. But when I had the choice of mom and daddy, if I want to stay there this week, they ain't had no custody agreement. Wherever I wanted to stay, that's where I was that week. I couldn't, just say I want to live with. But yeah, mom, I'm going to daddy's. or daddy, I'm going to mama's. But child, they both was vying for my love and attention. I'm like, this is amazing. But when it hit me, it was in my adult years, the strength that it took for my mother to get to that point. And look, I'm a daddy's girl still. A lot of men can be excellent fathers and horrible husbands. But yeah, it made me look at my mom with newfound respect. And she still had him going up to the end. She didn't need to, after divorce, call a plumber, electrician. That my daddy was laying concrete out there at a new house, building, putting down new driveways, and it was no hanky panky, just like it is with me and BE. No hanky panky, but the comfort that I got out of, I'll say real quickly, both of my parents on my mom's deathbed, the things that she said to my daddy was absolutely amazing. And she just said, I'm not going to say his government name, but she said, I just want to let you know that I love you and you have been so good to me. And my daddy, a week before he passed, he called me and he was grieving about how good of a how good of a wife that my mother was. So they ended up being friends. She still skinned them pockets. And look, maybe that's where I get it from. But they still had love for each other. So we still had Sunday dinners. We just had to decide who house. We had mamas this week, we had daddies this week. But it was a beautiful thing, and it ended up being a beautiful friendship. And a quick chuckle for you guys. One time my mother, she didn't date. Maybe that's where I'm getting that from too. But she ended up reconnecting with her high school sweetheart from Kentucky, child. And he came to the Shy. He had a BMW and nice man. I think he was a principal of a school and all of that. And baby, when I tell you, we rubbed that in my daddy's face, and he was so jealous, all of the above. What do you mean? Where did he come from? What guy from Kentucky? I mean, I was tickled, and my siblings, we all were tickled. But anyway, but yeah, newfound respect for her regarding the courage that it must have took. You know what I'm saying? Newfound respect. All right. Side eye, you want to say something, sis, and then we are going to play what I feel like a real husband is, and then we'll be out of here. I'll read a couple comments after side eye. Go ahead, sis.
Do you still get an echo?
No.
Okay, I think it was
yes. But I can't talk. So
Okay. I think it was my fan. I'm going through my power surge season, so that fan be running 24/7. No, but what I was going to say is, to Aunt Debbie's point about preachers, I think if I had not experienced it, like living with it, like watching my grandmother as a pastor, as a minister, I probably would feel the same way she feel. Because there's so much disappointment when you go to churches and you find out that these people ain't really about nothing. They're not living anything. I think my saving grace was her and like maybe one or two pastors of very small churches that were like the pillars of the community that did what you're supposed to do, feed the homeless, the hungry, and really sacrifice their lives. Otherwise, I probably would feel the same way. I probably wouldn't bother. But I think, like, to that point, you got to use discernment. When you walk into these mega churches and you see a bunch of nonsense, sometimes you got to turn on that heel, get your coat, put your church finger up and get up out of there. You know what I mean? And too many people get sucked in and they get enamored with the charisma and the preaching, and they lose sight of why they supposed to be in the building. You ain't supposed to be in there for him. He ain't the source. That ain't why you in the building. But I do see a lot of person worship. And that's where things kind of go left. That's all I wanted to say, sis.
Person worship. Yes, ma'am. You dropped the whole word. Do you hear me? And people do get caught up in the charisma. And, you can tie in the congregation or how the choir leads and all of that. And that's not why you're there. You know what I'm saying? I was born and raised in a Methodist church all my life. But in my adult years, a couple years before I relocated to Las Vegas, I joined a mega church in Chicago. And immediately I said, there's no personal connection. How could the pastor have a personal relationship with the members of their congregation? And that's what I was used to. We knew the pastor knew us, our mamas, we knew the kids, we played together, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately, like you said, exited on up out of there because it wasn't, and I must admit, it was the appeal. They were real big on social media. Then I did get something from this pastor, some of his teachings and all of that. But when these politicians start running, child, it was one too many that kept coming to that church every other Sunday for the vote. And that turned me off completely, And plus, I like personal. The church that I go to here, it's a mixed church, small, but people know each other. And you get to know the pastor and all of that. Methodists, they wait at the service, they right there at the door, they shaking your hand. And again, my church, I'm still in connection with the elders that was my mom's age and people that I grew up with. We all follow each other on Facebook and all of that. It was a family. And it was real preaching, Another thing I want to say to Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, you said, Chit Chat, it must be the money he's given to them. And facts, that's the case, sis. But also there are a lot of women, especially, that wants to be married to a pastor. They want that title of first lady, and they also the power, in quotation marks, and I think I put that in my comment, the power of him being a pastor can draw a lot of women in. You know what I mean? And Debbie, you mentioned some older names, the Jeanettes and the Shirleys or whatever. He down with the young crew, the young hood type women. Well, at least a couple of them have been that. So yeah, no, I ain't sticking with that at all. Let me read a couple comments and mute for me, side eye. Let me read a couple comments and then we will get on to this. It was so powerful. My goodness. Peach Prince said, you don't go for the people, you go for the words. Stay focused on God. Totally agree. That should be the only reason that you're going. Sis said, keep your eyes on the prize, and that's your soul and the word. Don't get caught up in the theatrics that have been sent to deter you. Yeah, but sometimes you can keep your eye on the prize. If we talking about just remaining in that church, and I'm just going to say part of that, if you see the theatrics and if you know that they don't line up with you, remove yourself and go somewhere else and keep your eye on the prize. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, sis, but yeah, as a member of the church, don't suffer in silence. If you know it's not lining up again with you and what you're looking for and what you're looking to receive, get on up out of there. A lot of people stay stuck in churches as well, just like some women stay stuck in marriages. Brittany Janae said, that's how I feel about my church. Hey, Mixie. How are you? Shout out to Mixie Legend. But look, here's somebody, Ace Hood, a whole rapper. And I want you guys to take a listen to what he has to say. And I need to DM this to John Gray. Okay. Yes, go where your soul is being fed. Yes, and edified. Thanks. All right, let's take a listen to Ace Hood, baby. I loved it. Let me push play. That'll help.
Obviously, before my wife came into my life, I was the boy. I've had my fair share of women doing whatever I want, boom, boom, having fun, whatever. I learned very earlier on, bro, like that I had the power in that. So I was never the type of man that just wanted to share myself with a bunch of women. I always felt like I was a man of value, and I always seen that once you connect with somebody on that intimate level like that, it changes the circumstances of things. And that didn't always work out well for me. So a part of my change and evolution was for me realizing that that's a part of my power. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get that out to bam, 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 bam. I can't just get that out to anybody. And this is coming in the game because I always felt like what made me step out of the game with that, of just knowing of like, bro, they gonna always be there. a lot of things in my life I call forth on. I pray about it and I call it forth. So it's not like just a shock. You know what I mean? So I started positioning myself, even when I was with the mother of my children, and me and her just, you know what I mean? I'm pulling up at a house 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, seeing my kids sleep. That dynamic wasn't healthy for me, dog. So I realized, I'm like, you can't do this. So she was the first change to that in terms of recognizing the power that I have by retaining, you see what I'm saying? By keeping that. You feel me? Because now I got the say so and the power to be able to say, yes, I want to do it. And not you just shake in my face. And then now I feel like, now I'm turned up. It's like, nah, I got the power to decide, like to see that and say that it's beautiful and decide to say that, now I don't want to indulge in that.
Yes,
so
sir.
In terms of being in a marriage, for me, like I told myself, I'm going to take that serious. I don't play with marriage. I'm not that type of guy. I don't play with, you know what I'm saying? I'm very intentional when I do something, dog. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, if we're going to get married, we're going to do this. We locking in. So that's how I hold out on the temptation, bro. I respect mine no matter where I go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so obviously before my wife came into my life, I was the boy. I've had my fair share of women.
All right, you guys heard him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loved every bit of it. Look, I am a strong, and when I say strong, I am a strong believer in soul ties. And I'm talking about when you have X with the S in front with somebody. And just powerful. Ace Hood is a rapper. And you know, as you see the smoke right there that's floating towards him, he's sitting there talking to Cam Newton. Cam Newton absolutely need that message while he got 7, 8 children, you know, baby mamas and all of that. But I thought this was amazing. I'll get the ladies on the panel's thoughts about this. And yeah, like I said, I need to go ahead and DM this to Aventa and I can't call him Pastor John Gray. But that was a message. Side-eye, you put in the chat that he's speaking facts. What are your thoughts about that, sis?
I love it because he's talking about dick discipline. And I love the fact that he realized that he didn't have to put his schlong everywhere. And that's such a critical message that I feel like young men are not receiving from their fathers or their mentors. You know, I feel like they get praised for being reckless and irresponsible. And that's a big deal. While the girls, you get dragged for filth if you mess up. But the boys, it's like, oh, he's a boy, he's a man. What you expect for him to do? Nah, he talk about that discipline, that commitment, about taking something serious. And I love how he said that he don't take marriage for joke, because I felt the same way. Before I met my husband, you know, I was dating, I was having a good time. I wasn't taking nobody serious. But once we decided to take them steps, like we know we're going to be a real family, we're going to get married, we're going to make this thing official. I was like, oh yeah, when the games ain't no more games. This is it. Right. So the only way we're going to be in this is if you committed to it and you serious and we committed to this family and I'm committed to it. But we're not going to be playing no games and creating no covenant in front of God and putting God in the center of it. No, we won't do that. So I love what he's saying about holding himself accountable and not putting himself in situations where he could slip and slide. And that's so important for men, because I feel like so many of them lack like self-discipline and self-control, and they don't have a like self-awareness. So yeah, don't even put yourself in a situation. Don't even put yourself in a situation. Honor your covenant and keep your pee-pee in your pants. I love that for him. And he's young, speaking this way. And you know what? I feel like Cam Newton, then this is the last thing I'm going to say. Cam Newton sits up there week after week getting so much wisdom poured into him. And he's like a damn springboard. I feel like it's not registering because he's not ready. I don't know how many kids it's going to take. I think he got about 9, 10 now. I don't know how many kids and baby mamas it's going to take. But at some point, it's got to register, because the girl is pregnant again. You know that, right?
Yeah, she's ready to pop. Just.
And he's still saying that she's not the one. Girl, his head would have been all over the living room floor. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I love the fact that he has all these guests on here that are trying, that everybody is pointing him in the right direction. But none of it seems to be getting through them thick dreads. He need to cut them off. I'm telling you, because that's blocking his signal. God is talking. But it's all that hair matted down, and I had locks, but not like that. All that hair matted down on his head is blocking his signal. Maybe he need to shave it off.
Well, look, it's funny that you say that because when I initially watched this, those were my same thoughts. And how I connected another person, Shannon Sharp. Same thing. Shannon Sharp had Cat Williams. Stay away from them young girls and white women. You had Monique up there. You had all these people that were essentially doing. And mute up, Tommy. Yeah, mute up, sis. That were essentially doing the same thing as the Cam Newton and other people that sat down, like you said, on his couch. Another similarity: Shannon Sharp had the brown couch. Look at Cam's. So I immediately thought about that, like, you're missing this message, and the message is for you. I don't think that any of these guests, Ace Hood or anybody else, set out to just say, I'm gonna make sure that I give this message to him so he can learn, because I see how he living his life. A lot of times God can send other people to give you messages. And I totally agree with you. He don't get it. And the reason why he don't get it, because he's still in that stage where he don't have to get it. You got the Jasmine that's getting pregnant. She's still with him, although he said exactly what you just said. I'm still looking for my wife. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, what's the incentive to change if I got this woman and other women that's willing to put up with this? So, I don't know what it's going to take for Cam. Like you said, will it be something that we are privy to? Because, for the most part, I don't think that he's moving like Shannon Sharp when it comes to the younger women and, all of that. And he may not learn, but, if you sleeping with folks unprotected, that message could hit you another way. Similar to what we've been talking about. You can catch something that you can't get rid of, while you want all these babies and all of that. So excellent points. To those of you in the chat, I will read the rest of you all. I'll keep this on. Teresa, sis said he a good old high value man. Now that's a real high value man. That's a real high value man. We got a lot of these knuckleheads out here that think that they are, and they aren't. And I loved it. Wow, I really did. But thank you, Side Eye. Let's get Aunt Debbie, and then I'm gonna have my good sis SKR to end us off with her thoughts. Aunt Debbie, what are your thoughts on what Ace Hood had to say?
Refreshing. Just refreshing. Real man. That's grown man talk right there. I like that. And hey, like you say, God sent people to give messages. Maybe that was what Ace was doing to him. God sent people blessings in the form of people to talk to you when it's really, sometimes it's a warning. So maybe Cam need to take heed to that and listen, at least listen to it and think about it. I liked it. I liked what he said, and I'm pretty sure his wife likes it too. When you got a man that'll stand up and be a man like that, that woman is happy, that man is happy, and they are the best version of themselves to each other and for each other. So yeah, I like that. That's black love.
Yeah, it is. It is. And somebody in the chat over there said, I bet his wife is so proud and feels so safe and secure. A lot of people don't realize women, that's when you can really be in your soft girl era. When you have a man that's leading like that, that's not ashamed to come out and say it. He not like the Boosies. I wanted to say this to you, Side Eye, when you mention a lot of these younger boys or men get praised for reckless behavior. And that's because a lot of them get their teachings from their dads. A lot of the times the dads are lacking in other areas. And like you put, they don't have that D control, and then they train their kids up to be the same way. They look at women as conquest, just the more you sleep with, the more man you're gonna be, and we know that that's not the case. And that's why I couldn't I like Boosie's song Set It Off, But other than that, he's the one that had a prosta to come and perform fellatio on his teenage son. I feel like he should have been locked up for that. But he thinks that he can make his son not be gay, and he got a big problem with gay men, and I think that he's suffering from something himself when it comes to that. But yeah, they do get praise for that, and most times it's learned behavior from the daddies, the male influences, the uncles. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we need more ace hoods out here in the world. Excellent points on Debbie. SKR, you up, sis?
Side eye said most of what I wanted to say. I was thinking too that, Cam, from week to week, always got these people up here asking him about marriage and families. And these people are giving him good advice. I think there was a few of them that was knucklehead about it, but the majority of them are saying some pretty good things about marriage and families and households and stuff like that. And he just will not listen. He's just, I don't know who he's lacking respect from, or he's looking to them like, okay, this person has got the magic answer. Maybe he needs to have his dad up there and interview his dad, and they need to have a talk or something if that's a person that he respects and will listen to. But it sounds like he ain't listening to his dad either. So who is it going to take? And I think that the young man is speaking right. I think there needs to be more conversations about decontrol, but the praise is, and the thing is to get as many under your belt as you can. And the other needs to be taught. You can still do all, have your women or whatever else, but I mean, good gracious. I mean, how many do you need to run through to stop? After a while, don't it all get old and be the same or whatever? But whatever. But the young man was speaking good, and it just needs to be taught all over. Everybody needs to learn how to control themselves in that aspects. But
yeah,
X is a powerful thing. It's very the urge and the hormones of it and the longing of it is very strong. And if you're weak, then you're gonna fall for it. So it is what it is. And I don't know. Cam is just, he needs to stop asking because he ain't learning nothing from it. And he just needs to stop asking, what are you asking? Everybody's giving pretty good answers and you not listening to none of it. So stop asking.
Right. Take heed. You know what I mean? Or if you know that you are the man that you continue to show that you are, free those women. But let me say this, because look, even if they don't have D control, it's up to the women to have P control. They can't put the D. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. They can't put the D in the P if you got control of it. So I do think that more women need to clank it up and demand respect and relationships and the whole courting phase and all of that. That's where women, you still have the power. So in my opinion, women can change this. Because again, if everybody move with, no, you're not doing that to me. No, I know you got a wife at home. You ain't coming over here laying up with me. Or no, you disrespecting me and all of that. In a perfect world, things would be like that. And I know it's just, thinking of how things could and should be. Do I think that we'll ever see the day? No. But just because they don't have D control, that don't mean that you can't have P control. But excellent to the panel. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Final thoughts. Side eye, did you want to say anything else, sis?
No, I love how SKR brought it back, and we had that same thought about Cam. I still think, he got a special kind of locks going on there. I still think some of that hair, if he would free himself, he might get some of them thoughts, get something through there that might actually stick. I don't know what's going on, but he be walking around here dressed like the Mad Hatter and acting crazy as hell. And I think every week he had someone on there last week, an older gentleman that was really, really
The
patient.
Jason
And
guy.
I think that was his name. He was amazing. And
Mhm.
absolutely nothing that man said, even though I like how he mentored him and treated him with respect and corrected him when he was out of pocket. And I just felt like it was a tremendous waste of that man's time, because I'm like, he still wants what he wants, and he's hell bent on doing it the hard way. And he's sensitive about people talking about him making broken homes, but that's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing.
It's
It
the
is
truth.
what it is. And you
Yeah.
got to own it. And listen, if you're going to do it, just say, listen, this is what I'm doing, and I don't care about it. And then, listen, I'm going to have my kids, but don't run around here and get all these people to help validate these bad decisions that you make, and not just for yourself, but for these kids. And as a
Yeah.
person that was a single parent, and then I married someone, having my child was I will never go down this road again. Hell
Mhm.
no. It
Yeah.
only took one for me as
Yeah.
a responsible person to figure out, okay, yes, I'm going to do my best for this child. I'm going to give this child my everything and be the best person I can be, the best mother I can be. But to continue to do that with multiple people is crazy as hell. So
I
yeah, something
agree.
wrong with him.
I agree, sis. Good point. One of the Cutie Crew sisters told me to watch that interview, and when you said it, that's how I knew that it was the Jason guy, because it's up here on my to watch list. But that guy is excellent. He also came out and had some powerful words for Shannon Sharp. We played that in either, excuse me, a regular live or Cutie Crew members only live. So I'm gonna watch that at some point Friday. But excellent point, sis. I think it's the brain. I don't think it got nothing to do with them locks, child. I just think that that's him. He's refusing to, for whatever reason, think that he deserves better. Because that's what I got from Ace Hood. Ace Hood basically was saying, I know this not the right thing to do, and I don't deserve this as well. I love when he mentioned that he knows that comes with power. You know what I'm saying? Tam C say, I believe in soul ties too. And all it takes, you a successful rapper, and you got your choice of the litter per se. And for him to be a stand-up guy and realize, yeah, I'm doing damage to this lady. I know I don't really want her. It's not really fair for me to go over there and hop up on top of her and go ahead on about my business. So admirable. Loved it. Thank you, Side Eye. Let's get SKR, you got any other final thoughts? 2 minutes.
I just think that these people have got a lot of answers for these kids that they are bringing into this world. They are going to have to answer for what they have done. It comes back, because I remember asking my mom and dad things, and it's like, they probably would have never thought that I was gonna ask them. But hey, you're gonna ask questions. These kids are going to ask you something when you in 20 to 30 years from now. They are going to ask you about what you are doing at this moment. John Gray's kids are going to come after him. It's going to happen. So as John Gray is laying down with this woman, I hope he realized that, I'm going to have to answer for this action right here.
Absolutely.
And, it's going to come back. So, I mean, even Jazz with Cam, she's going to have to answer to her daughters, her children, the moms, dads, everybody's going to have to get these answers together. So it's just, I feel sorry for all, for everyone. It's just, I guess everybody in the world got something that they go through. We talk about D and P control. I think as a young kid, I didn't have enough P control or
say
enough
that for members only. Say that for members only, sis. That's something we need to get deep with.
Yeah, and it's just something that we all have. I have definitely had mistakes and regrets, and I think these are things that these people, these are their mistakes and regrets. So,
Mhm.
you know, as much as I can have an opinion about it, hey, I've got things in my life too that they could have an
Mhm.
opinion about on me. But
Good point.
it's just this is just sad to see. And when you want to help others and you be like, learn from what I did and don't make the same
Mhm.
mistake, people are bound to just go out there and make their mistakes.
You're
And
right.
that's what they're gonna do. And it's not that Cam don't have he's got plenty of lessons, plenty of
30
examples
seconds.
and
30
everything.
seconds.
And
30 seconds. Go
he
ahead, sis.
still doesn't want to listen. So there it is.
Yeah, no, and you're right. But sometimes we look and listen and we judge, and other people do the same thing with us. So, although you're right, a lot of people, probably everybody, because nobody is perfect, got some things that other people may frown upon. But I think it's irresponsible with a person like the Cam Newtons and the Shannon Sharps that has these platforms. Shannon Sharp could have been a mentor to these younger boys in the NFL, and a lot of them young boys. Somebody in the chat just said Lil Yachty. Young boys was trying to school him. Unc, you need to chill, Unc. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, SKR. When it comes to the P control, we'll say that you want me to put that on the list for you for tomorrow too, with your other topic. SKR. Oh, she dropped down. I save it for tomorrow, sis. But excellent point. That was you, side eye, that mentioned Lil Yachty. Yes, and Lil Yachty was looking at him like, dude, you okay? So excellent points, Aunt Debbie. Let me read this comment before. This is from Ace Hood's story. Somebody over there said that men who are disciplined and not easily persuaded by lust are powerful men. Salute to this brother and his beautiful wife. And yeah, salute. Go ahead, Aunt Debbie. 2 minutes. Final thoughts.
I agree with them. Salute that guy. I feel sorry for the kids involved
Mhm.
because, like you said, got bad 8 kids and one meet one, and if they don't know and they not close, they might end up dating. God forbid. But
Mhm.
when you out making babies like that with everybody, you know, things happen. I just think this young lady that's having a baby, she got some babies by him already. The man already said he's still looking for a wife. It ain't you. So I wouldn't keep on having
Popping off eight.
children for him,
Right.
and I'm not getting no ring, and I'm not even getting no respect.
Yeah.
Cause he's saying I'm not the one, but he's, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes women gotta put their feet down. Hell no, I ain't finna settle for this
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
walk away. You know, somebody tell you you ain't the one. What are you hanging around for?
Yeah.
I don't get that. So the women need to check themselves and get themselves together. See,
Mhm.
and love themselves more. Think more of themselves. Do
Mhm.
something. Don't just cause he got this and he who he is. You somebody too. Tap
Mhm.
into you. Don't be afraid to discover and use your brain and get the best out of life for you instead of sitting
Mhm.
up there waiting on this man who already done told you you ain't the one. He's still looking for his wife. Man,
Yeah.
tell you that it's time to go. I don't know what you're staying around for, steady having babies with him. Cause that show
Mhm.
ain't gonna make you be the one.
I agree. Wisdom, baby. Aunt Debbie is ending this with wisdom. And look, I totally agree. SKR is right. Everybody got their own little things. But when she mentioned as far as the kids and all of that, I immediately thought about Nick Cannon. And what made me really think about Nick Cannon, because now he's being vocal about if he can do things all over again, he would. So you got kids where you could never be in all them same places at the same time. You gonna miss some graduations and some activities, and you got 12 kids. I think Nick Cannon had 10 kids in the span of 3 years. That's total. That's absolutely ridiculous. And most times those are the ones that suffer the most. Excellent points on Debbie. Kendra said, do any of these leaders hold their peers accountable? The only one I know who did hold Gray accountable was Joel Osteen when he told him he could no longer lead in the ministry at the church. Shout out to Joel Osteen for that, Kendra. But I'm still giving him the side eye for not letting them people in that church when they had that flood. But you're right. Excellent points. I don't think men hold themselves accountable, period. You know, the cool thing is to say ain't nothing wrong with having a chick on the side, long as you respect home. You know, that's the in quotation mark cool things. But it would be beautiful if a lot more men held their peers, their counterparts, all of the above accountable. But they don't. They don't, you know. That's real protection. Yes, Mixie. Side, I say that's true. The dads are misleading these boys and setting them up for failure. Yes. And, you know, already causing heartbreak to the future women that's going to have to deal with the knuckleheads, you know? Teresa said Cam is like a big reckless kid. Yeah, look, I'm with do you, Peach? Yeah, Henderson is too far for me, child. But wait a minute now. You go to Central. We'll have to talk. We'll have to talk offline, child. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. DM me so I can know who you are, and then we'll chat. Side-Eye said his dad is a minister. I believe he said he doesn't listen to his parents. Talking about Cam, these men who keep running through women always make me wonder if they are in the closet. Look, there have been countless discussions about that recently. I have a video on my DM. I don't have time to find it tonight. This was a younger girl, and she came out and said that. She said, I hope y'all know that all these doggone men that sleep with all these women is on the down low. So I don't know, but a lot of people say that. Because what insatiable urge is not being satisfied, right? And you said that's right. Women need to leave these broken men alone. Teresa said, I totally agree. He's a disgrace. Sad eye. You are speaking a word. Sorry, I accidentally clicked myself off. That's okay, sis. You know, that was final thoughts anyway. That is an awful feeling to know you ain't the one, and then you still lay beside him in bed. And look, he ain't got no pow up to her head. So, like Aunt Debbie said, and like we said, like I said earlier, have some self-worth. Even if it take you a minute to get to that decision. But like Aunt Debbie just mentioned, she's still having more babies. Girl, bye. And why? I don't get it. He can be an awesome dad, but if you already know, and look, this is why I don't have too much pity for Jasmine, and then we're going to get up out of here. She talked down on baby's mamas. And, you know, she's a comedian. And she really roasted Black women, especially, and the whole baby's mamas and all of that. I ain't got time to look that up right now, but I showed it when Cam came out initially and said he's not looking to be married. We discussed it. So that's why I don't, you know, have too much for her. Girl, the way you was out here clowning folks and you done found yourself in the same damn situation, and it don't matter if he got money. It don't matter. You still look like a fool. Cam must have seen some hypocrisy with his parents, the reason why he don't listen to them. Could be, you know, but a lot of times I feel like, rubbing his back till he fall asleep, Peach, and listening to his breathing, sis, you know. But SK, I get what you're saying, but that's a cop out. You know what I'm saying? Because a parent can teach you the right way all your life. And then you can become grown and do things just the way that you want to. So it could be, but I don't blame them. And I know you're not. And at least I hope you're not. I don't blame them for the man that he's turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't. A lot of parents raise their kids right. They end up being unalivers or, you know, all of that. So, yeah. But excellent live. I was tired, but I'm so glad that I decided to go live. This was an amazing live. I'll be having another hot topic soon. What's tomorrow? Thursday is members only. At some point Friday. At some point. I'm trying to hit it up in October. But shout out to the panel. Thank you, Aunt Debbie, for joining me. Thank you, Sad Eye, the Sage. And also thank you, SKR. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Cutie crew. Shout out to the reoccurring members that's back. Niecy Smith. I think Niecy, you were a member before as well. So welcome again to Niecy Smith. Love my mama and Neva P. Sweet T said, all I have to say, chit chat, is that I saw that Preacher's Secret episode 1. Well, Sweet T, baby, be over there on Patreon Saturday night, because we're going to watch it again and discuss. And yeah, craziness. You hear me? But welcome again to the Cutie Crew members. Thank you again if you sent me a super chat or a cash app. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to the replay gang. And if you guys did not hit the like button on your way in, please make sure, shout out to the Cutie Mods as well, but please make sure to hit that like button on your way out, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. 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 Chit chat with QT.